All right, you guys, in about 1 minute, I'm going to go ahead and start broadcasting so everybody can hop on. Just a heads up for you. Okay, we're going to broadcast. So we'll be live. So if you do decide to have YouTube open in another window, just make sure that video is muted so that it doesn't echo for you. All right, here we go. All right, everybody. We're just going to give maybe 1 more minute for people to hop on because I was about 1 minute late in broadcasting. So I'll give 1 more minute and then we're going to get started. Welcome, you guys. Super glad you're here. Yay. Get your coaches on. This is going to be such a quality call, and this is probably going to be one of those calls that you're going to want to save the recording link so you can pass it on to your coaches for many, many months, maybe a training that you implement in your new coach training or just as you're mentoring your coaches. This is going to be such a quality call. So leaders, if you've got coaches on your team, send them a quick text, send them a quick Facebook message, and get them on. It'll be 45 minutes of really well spent time learning and growing. So I'll give everybody just a minute before we get started and we kick this thing off. Okay, hey guys, welcome to Dynasty United's monthly team call training. I am super, super pumped. I've been looking forward to this call for about a solid week now, and so I'm super glad that it's time for the call. You guys, I'm Brittany Leggett, for those of you who might be new or maybe don't know me yet, and I just want to say welcome. We're going to spend about 50 minutes to an hour together tonight, really sort of digging into a behavior that we can practice in our business that's going to lead us to helping more people. That's going to lead us to building such a healthy business for our families, and it's going to equip us to be better mentors for the coaches that we lead and the teams that we lead. So I'm super proud of you for being here, so welcome. If you're brand new, please tell us in the chat box. We love to sort of hear when there's new coaches on the call. This is one of those trainings where you're going to want to have a a notepad ready. I've got mine right here. So you're going to want to have a notepad ready so you can jot down some notes. And just a quick reminder that the same link that you used to join this call live is the recorded link. So if you want to pass it on to your coaches, maybe who had a prior commitment, or you want to go back and listen to it again, that's how you do that. So I just have 3 quick announcements that I want to make sure that we're all on the same page. We're at August 18th already. We are officially past the halfway mark. I'm also sporting my Thrive team shirt from Ashley Brockington's team, which I love. But there are about a couple weeks left in August, which means there's plenty of time for us to kind of get a game plan together, work from a to-do list, and get really organized with the time that we do have to spend in our business so that we can be effective in helping more people. 3 things that we've got going on or coming up. The first thing is something that's coming up is the health bet. If you guys don't know about the Beachbody Health Bet, definitely do a little research or do a little reading and do a little thinking on it this weekend. The FAQ is 4477. And the reason I want to give you a heads up on that is everybody should be using this as an opportunity to invite more people, to reach more people, to sort of entice people maybe to kickstart their fitness journey or be held more accountable to their fitness journey, because the health bet is essentially like a diet bet, like a typical diet bet where there's a prize pool, and if the challengers who are sort of involved in your September challenge group on the app, if they do a few things, which means like logging their workout a few times a week, it's 5 times a week I think, or no, it's 3 times a week. Workout is 3 times a week, and log that they drink their Shakeology 5 times a week, then they're entered into this prize pool. So it's a pretty significant amount of income that or money that they're putting towards this health bet, the prize pool, and anyone who sort of follows through with their commitment gets an equal share. So it's obviously a really fun, unique twist to a challenge group that should get all of us talking about it now, because we all know now is the time to plant the seed, to have the conversation, to talk about the goals that our friends and our followers have, so that we can help them connect with the program and get kind of excited about this group. So again, FAQ 4477. If you have no clue what I'm talking about, just chat with your coach about it, or just put in health bet on Carl Deichler's Facebook page, and you'll catch up real quick. But now is the time to be talking about it. This week, next week, it's sort of the time to really be really focused there, so people have enough time to save up and rearrange funds if that's what they need to do. Second thing, I just wanted to remind us, we are in August. We've got a couple weeks left, and as long as I've been a coach, there's only been like probably 2 or 3 challenge packs that have ever been discounted or on sale, and this month there are 8. Okay, so I want us to make sure that we are being smart business people and taking advantage of these promotions that Beachbody is putting out for us basically on a silver platter. So sort of the way I think of it is, there's really no reason why all of us shouldn't be reaching our personal business goals, because we have an opportunity to help more people and save money. So the August promos are all listed in the FAQ of 1005. But again, there's 8 challenge packs that are discounted. So it's pretty crazy, and it's a fun opportunity to follow up with people, give them sort of a nice incentive to get started. Maybe a back to school thing is sort of something they can line up with their back to fitness or back to health or back to wellness. But definitely brainstorm that and take advantage of these promotions, because people like to save money, and I like to help people save money and also get them started on their fitness journey. And then lastly, we are in a team cup. For those of you who registered last month, we've got a team cup going on. We get to win fun prizes. And you remember the emphasis is on obviously Success Club, but there's a stronger emphasis this month on rank advancement. We get 3 team cup points every time you rank advance or your PS coach rank advances, which I think is so fun. And so I know a lot of people are, they're goal-oriented and they're driven towards reaching new milestones in their business. So I want to encourage you to rank advance, to help people join your team, build your team, expand your team, become Emerald coaches, become Ruby coaches, become Diamond coaches, and really tap into that business growth, because it's sort of a gate in a way that sort of opens up your business to new opportunities, new experiences, new resources. So that's super, super fun, and that's what we got going on right now. So, and the last thing I want to talk about before I introduce these wonderful leaders here is something that I like to do on every month's team call, and we are just a little bit past halfway month, but you guys know I like to talk about and highlight the coaches on our team who have already locked in Success Club, who have qualified for Success Club mid-month. And so You guys, I know we're at the 18th, so we're not quite at the 15th, so maybe that's a little bit of why, but I was blown away by this. I am so proud to see all these names from our team already qualified for Success Club, and I can't even tell you how many more have points on the board. I mean, my Excel spreadsheet was super long, and so if you see somebody on this list that you know, or a success partner, or one of your coaches, give them some love, either in the chat box or send them a text or something, because this is a big deal. Coaches who are locking in Success Club early on just are lending such a strength to their business. And so I just wanted to say congratulations to every single one of you. You are doing amazing work. There's a lot of discipline here. There's a lot of going for it. And I just want to recognize that and tell you guys, just tell you guys, good job, awesome job. It's going to pay off. When you get into this routine, I guess is a good way to say it, of qualifying for Success Club, helping those 3 new people by mid-month, it's so fun because then that frees up the rest of your month to be more creative with the way that you approach your business, mentor your coaches in a different way, and it's just a really fun thing to do. So, and it's a really great business practice. So if you haven't quite gotten the hang of that yet, just keep trying, keep practicing. Not every month is the same, but so many names up there is just something to be really proud of. So if you were one of those people, I just want to say congratulations again. If you're somebody that has points on the board, or maybe you don't have points on the board, but you're doing the work, trust the process. Think of that, that big, or that super popular graphic on Pinterest where it's a coal miner. There's these 2 coal miners, and the one is digging, and he's been digging for so long, and you can see the tunnel, I guess is what it's called, and he turns around, right? You guys can picture it with me, and the diamond mine is literally like a centimeter past where he stopped, and if he would have kept going, he would have found probably more than what he was looking for. And so I find that's the same way with Success Club and inviting and vital behaviors. It can take a lot of work pumping that well, but you got to keep going. You never know when it's going to pay off. You never know what's under the surface of your business. And so huge props to you guys. I'm super proud of you. I want to introduce our 2 awesome leaders tonight. If you guys don't know them, you got to go to their Facebook pages. You got to click that follow button, because these 2 leaders are absolutely a blessing to me, a blessing to Dynasty United as a whole, and just incredible, consistent leaders. I asked them, I reached out to them and asked them if they would be willing to speak on tonight's call because of a very specific thing that they have done in their business. You guys, each of these leaders have been in Success Club for 29 consecutive months. And so you can do the math there. They are Success Club All-Star Legends. That means for over 2 straight years, they have helped at least 3 new people. In most months, it's way more than 3 people. Payton Peoples, she's going to kick off our call. She is the founder of Team Renew Me. She's a 3-star diamond. She's, like I said, a Success Club All-Star Legend, 29 consecutive months. She also serves on the Atlanta Market Council, which is a huge role and an awesome, awesome honor. So her leading a local council is really cool too, and she's also 2016 new leader. And then Laura Buzzell, she is the founder of the Fit Buzz Squad. She's also, like I said, a Success Club All-Star Legend, 29 months, and she's a 2-star diamond. You guys, they're going to talk tonight. So these 2 are All-Star Legends. So they know a thing or 2 about achieving Success Club, and both of them are moms too, which I love. So obviously they have life to take care of and priorities to take care of as well. The title of tonight, we came up with this title of Excellence in Longevity, because my hope and my prayer is not for people to just get healthy. That is a huge motivator for me. But I am 100% dedicated to helping families find freedom. And so I want that for the long haul. I don't want coaches who hop in for 3 months and have the best time of their life and then they quit. I am interested in helping families for years and years and years. And so excellence in longevity, I believe, is so dependent on this skill that we develop as coaches in Achieving Success Club, because the skill of Success Club is the skill of helping new people, right? So they're going to give us tips on creating this consistent Success Club behavior. So I want to go ahead and turn it over because I've already taken a little bit too much time. I've got my notepad ready. I'm going to turn it over to you, Payton, and I'm going to mute myself so you can kind of take it away, girl. Thank you guys so much for preparing. Thank you so much for taking the time to share with Dynasty United as a whole, and I know this is going to be so valuable, so thank you in advance.
Let's see, I should be good. So you guys tell me in the chat box if you guys are able to see me and hear me. I hope you can. I know there's a delay, so I'm going to wait. But I want to thank Brittany big time for allowing me to be on the call tonight. This is a huge deal. I love being able to share with you guys and letting you know that no matter where you are on the spectrum of if you're a brand new coach, this is your first call, which is awesome, or if you're a veteran coach, that I want you to be focused on this is something that you can do. I also want to highlight that Brittany was, and I don't know that she did this on purpose, but I feel like this has to be a God thing to put Laura and I on the same call for y'all, because I want you to focus on something that I see a lot of coaches doing. Sometimes you feel like, oh man, I need to be 100% like in shape, love and fitness, working out every day, like totally in shape. But I want to highlight the fact that I'm one of the top plus size leaders in the entire network. So you're going to hear from Laura, and she's a certified fitness trainer, and you're also going to hear from me. And I want you to understand that if you connect with me, if you connect with her, if you connect somewhere in between, both of us have been able to be successful here. So I want you to like erase whatever excuse mentality you may be feeding yourself. We're going to get down to some tough love stuff tonight because this is a big deal. You can do this. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. So you guys should be able to see this, and so I want to focus on the creating consistency side of this because, let me get this straight, because this is a big deal. If you can't be consistent in this business, you don't have anywhere to go. So I want to make sure that we're being super consistent in creating the Success Club behavior and focusing on helping new people, because that is what this is all about. So Brittany already told you all about who I am, so I'm going to jump right into this. I'm going to probably focus on some things that are maybe something that you feel like you've heard before, but consistency is never something that is sexy. This is something that creates hard work, dedication. You're going to hear me talk about the vital behaviors. So I'm going to jump right in, because consistency starts with the vitals. So what I have seen, and in preparing for this call, I took some time to look over a lot of coaches who are active in the Dynasty United team page. I went through and kind of surveyed your Facebook pages and maybe looked at some things that you were saying, or talked to some of your coaches about things that maybe they felt like you were struggling with, or things that you had said you were struggling with, because I wanted to see where the disconnect lies. I know where it lies with some of the people that I work with on my team, but I wanted to see in a bigger picture. And what I saw was a lot of people are struggling with the vital behaviors because it's not fun. Because sometimes doing the hard work and being consistent in these areas isn't shiny and pretty. So I want to make sure that we can get back to the basics. And I see a lot of people saying, oh yeah, well, you know, be in my challenge group, or you know, follow me for whatever, you know, health and fitness tips or whatever, but then there's no follow through. So, you know, I see a lot of people who are like, you know, here's my blog page, and they never use it, or here's my, you know, in your little description on your Facebook page, maybe they're talking about, you know, I'm a health and fitness coach, but you don't see that kind of behavior on your social media. So I want you to be challenged to use the products and talk about them. If you are somebody who is still on your fitness journey, maybe you feel like, I'm not sure how to share this, I want you to just be confident in what you know has worked for you. For me, that's how my entire journey started. I came into this and I was like, okay, I've tried everything else. I know what doesn't work, and this worked. So I'm going to talk about it because it worked for me. Not in a salesy, gross, buy my stuff way, but in a this works for me, and I want to build trust with people who are in my inner circle, because as a new coach, I was talking and sharing with my friends and family. I wasn't talking with strangers, but I wanted them to know and trust me that this was something that was awesome and works. So be encouraged by the fact that if you are going to use the products and talk about them, people are going to end up trusting you. They're going to build a relationship with you. They're going to see that consistent behavior of you using the products. So if you're working out and you're drinking Shakeology, you need to post about it, because that's simply just sharing your story. That's not being salesy or gross or spamming your friends. That's just sharing your life, which is from a mom's perspective. For me, that's no different than showing my kids going off to preschool the other day. It's part of my day. It's part of my life. It's just what I'm doing. For me, if you follow me at all, you know that I use the hashtag RenewMe. So if you search that hashtag, you can see all the stuff that I post about. But then I also want to focus on building a tribe with challenge groups, because I've also seen some behaviors of saying, yeah, join my challenge group, and then you either not hosting a challenge group, or it coming down to you putting your challengers in with what your coach is running. And so then they're not building a relationship with you, they're building a relationship with someone else. Or they're just never getting involved in a challenge group at all. So I want you guys to focus on talking to people, connecting with people, finding out what they need, what they want, what is going to help them, not what's going to help you earn Success Club points, but what's truly going to help this person that you're working with, because that community of people that they are going to connect with in a successful challenge group, and a successful challenge group, guys, doesn't have to be 10 or 15 people. You can have an amazing challenge group with 3 or 4 people, because sometimes the smaller the groups, the more relationship and more life is done together. So I want you to understand that there's a tribe that can be built with these challenge groups. So don't brush them off or think that you can just throw your people into your uplines challenge group. Think about how you can serve your customers and become a better leader yourself by really plugging into these challenge groups. And then also, if you follow me at all, you hear me talk about personal development probably more than anything, because that is my #1 life-changing thing. I am a huge believer that change starts between your ears. So if you are working on your mindset, that is going to change. That's going to be like the foundation that changes your life. So read your personal development. If you're not reading personal development and you're trying to pour out into other people, your business is not going to grow, because you're going to be empty constantly pouring out into others without fueling yourself back up. So I just wanted to throw it out there. Your business isn't going to grow without consistent personal development. It's basically a scientific fact, so you should go read a book. So then the other thing, being a product of the product. Choose a program. If you guys were at Summit, you heard everybody talking about this, but it's so true. Choose a program and do it. Quit saying, oh, I'm going to do this program, and then getting 2 days in and then being like, well, maybe not, or I'm going to try this, or whatever, because I've been a coach for 2.5 years, and I'll tell you, I have people coming around now who are saying, okay, I've watched you for 2 years, and you're the most consistent person in the world, because you're still doing this, you're still showing up, you're still saying and doing what you say you're going to do. Because it's about consistency. So I'm choosing a program, I'm following through, I'm showing up, and I'm using social media to display that. That does not mean that I am a social media guru. That does not mean that I know every single thing about every kind of different platform that you can choose from. I was focusing on Facebook and Snapchat, and then Instagram stories came out, and I was like, okay, game changer. So I've recently kind of switched, and I'm really focused in Facebook, and I'm really focused in Instagram and stories, because I find that I can connect with my market on a one-on-one level that's much better through stories, because they're able to see me in real time, watch, do little snippets of my workouts or before and after, I'm a sweaty mess or whatever, making Shakeology, any kinds of little tidbits that I can pour into these little 10-second blurps throughout my day can really build a solid trusting relationship with somebody who's watching you. So collaborate with the people that you can learn from. Figure out what program is going to work best for you. Commit to doing that and be consistent with that and sharing throughout your social media. So again, I want to really highlight running challenge groups. So I am really consistent about sharing challenge group opportunities, getting people plugged into my challenge groups, because this is the one thing that got me in this Beachbody world to begin with. I'd been following my coach for a while. I was like, you know what, I should probably check this out. But I got involved in a challenge group hesitantly because I had tried 17 million other things before, but I knew, okay, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to do what they say. I'm going to be part of the community. I'm going to plug in. And that was the game changer for me. So having a consistent challenge group not only is great for my market and is great for my customers, but it's great for me because it helps keep me motivated. It helps keep me accountable. It gives you a support. It gives them a support for using the products. So getting people plugged into a challenge pack and getting them plugged into your challenge group is how you're going to lay that successful foundation to be able to build Success Club. Because if you're not even offering this, or if you're not requiring, and this is something that people are different about, but I'm pretty steadfast on, if you want to participate in my challenge groups, you need to have a challenge pack. That's what worked for me. I believe that that's what works more consistently than not. And I will just give you like a little extra tidbit that I shared earlier this week on another team call, but a lot of you are probably going to say, okay, but I don't want to do that because a lot of people have the financial, I don't have the money or whatever. Don't see that as an excuse or a stumbling block or you coming up against a wall. See this as an opportunity for you to serve somebody else, because this is a great place for you to enter in what I have referred to as fitness funds. So if somebody comes to me and they're like, I would really love to be plugged into your challenge group and I would really love to be able to do this, I just don't have the money, this is the opportunity that I look at them and say, you know what, let's talk about this. I want you to do this just as much as you do, and I know that your goals are important and we've talked about all of those things. So if you want, talk to me about your budget. What does that look like? If we're talking about a $140 program, if you want to get involved next month, then let's break this down and figure out on a weekly basis, how much money are you going to have to save? Are you able to cut out a Target trip? Are you able to to cut out going out to eat once a week, or whatever that looks like for their lifestyle? Some people are very frivolous with their money. Some people run on super tight budgets. So you get to know these people even better. They'll be able to open up to you and build a relationship with you on a deeper level, because they'll see, you know what, this person doesn't just care about a sell, they really do want to help me. And I see this as a way that I can serve them in a totally different way to be able to even start their journey, because to me, I see that that's even more important. So I'm going to continue to talk to these people who are giving me financial issues. I'm going to continue to talk to people who are excited and ready to jump in, but regardless, across the board, I'm talking to enough people and running enough challenge groups and opening enough opportunity to be able to get people plugged in and give them a consistent place to be and serve and grow and start their own journey. So my last tip before I turn this over to Laura is I have seen a lot of people talking about, well, I've talked to people, but, X, Y, and Z excuse, or I don't know how to track my people, or, there's tons of different things that I've heard, but I want to tell you the one business game changer that I think is a huge deal. You have to work from a list. So if you're not working from a list, I want to as soon as you stop tonight, as soon as this call is over, you need to make a list. This does not require you to get some fancy Excel document. It does not require you to have a subscription or a CRM or any of that. If you want that, there are tons of options for that. But truly working from a list requires you to have a pen and have a piece of paper, because that is what you can use to keep yourself organized. You are not a machine. You are going to forget, if you're talking to the amount of people that you should be talking to in order to build a relationship and earn Success Club every month, you're not going to remember who all these people are. So working from a list reminds you, okay, I talked to that person, but now I need to follow up with them. Maybe they needed me to follow up with them next week. Maybe I needed to follow up with them in a couple days. Maybe they needed to join my challenge group in 2 more months. Either way, you're able to see it. It's visual. It's right there in front of you. You can't forget because it's right there. And it's going to keep you consistent with the relationships that you're building, which is going to create consistency in Success Club. So my other tip is do not expect Facebook to keep accurate records for you. If you log into your messages and you try to scroll back through your messages and try to be like, oh, let me see who I talked to in May or June, it's so glitchy that you may never get there. It may never allow you to see those messages. So this is why working from a list is so important. So when you're talking to people, write their name down right then. Don't expect Facebook to ever work for you. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. So you need to be able to make sure that you have your own records aside from Facebook, so that you're not letting anybody fall through the cracks, and you're always making sure that you're following up and seeing them, checking in with their life, checking in, not just, hey, got another challenge group, do you want to plug into that? But really truly seeing how you can serve them in another way, if it's through, just more of a friendship, if it's truly building a relationship with them that's foundational before you even get to Beachbody, you will see that in each individual person. So those are my tips for you guys, and I wanted to make sure that I turn it over to Laura so that she has enough time.
Can you guys hear me? How do I make myself on the main screen? Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm just going to screen share with you guys. Thank you so much, Payton. That was such awesome information. You are such an awesome leader, and I always feel so lucky to get to be on this team with you. You're always leading from the front and just with integrity, and it's just awesome to get to do this call with you. And thank you, Brittany, for asking me to speak. Super exciting to talk with you guys. I love this topic because consistency is just so key, and creating consistency in your business with the 3 vitals is so, so important from the very, very beginning. I also love what Payton said about working from a list. Working from a list is one of the ways that has helped me become consistent in my business, and I completely recommend you get off this call and do that. I also love what she said about just focusing and knowing you can do this, because seriously, anyone can do this business. You don't have to be a fitness expert. You don't have to know a ton about nutrition. Beachbody just sets it up for us so well so that they just hand us all these tools to help people be successful with. So we learn as we go, and you just got to do your best every single day and know that you can do this. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how to maintain your consistency. So it's one thing to get consistency set in place and to start doing the 3 vital behaviors, but the problem is that one of the things that's the toughest thing to do is to maintain the consistency, to keep going, and to not quit, and to not quit when things get hard, not quit when things get discouraging. So I put how to maintain consistency 6 times on here, because really consistency is all about just the simple daily tasks that you do every day. The 3 vital behaviors is what you really should be focusing on, and just figuring out how that's going to work in your life and work for your family, and just making it happen every single day. So I'm going to just back up really quick and just tell you a little bit about me. I was asked to give a list of my accolades, a list of my successes, and I started writing those out, and I said, you know what? I can't really talk about all of that without talking a little bit about where I've come from and where I've been. So first thing on the list, just going to lay it right out, I am an ex-drug addict, and that just seems so awkward for me to even say, because my life now is so much different than it was back then. I'm a mom of 4 boys. I'm a wife. We've been married 6 years this October, and I just love being a coach because I have seen such a growth journey with this business, and just a growth journey with being a coach. Our family's been so blessed by this opportunity, and I feel really humbled and honored to be asked to talk about consistency as a coach now, because as in my past, I was not consistent. I was not consistent with anything. I started all kinds of things and quit all kinds of things. I started experimenting with drugs behind the scenes starting at age 12 and pretty much kept on with that on and off my whole life since about 7 years ago. So I definitely wasn't always the picture of consistency, and my life is literally one rap sheet, one mistake after another. So if you follow me on Facebook, you've probably seen some of those details. But basically, when I hit rock bottom, I knew that I was supposed to do something with my life. I knew that I was supposed to do something to help others, but I was so messed up myself. There was just no way I could have done that. It was just pretty much a pipe dream. So I was sent to a Christian discipleship program by the courts. I was there for 60 days, and there I became a believer. I got sober for the most part. When I got out of there, I got a job, and I got back into fitness. I started loving fitness again. I actually got my personal training certification in 2009, and that was when I was living with my dad, totally humbled, living with my dad, just working as a waitress. But I was starting to become consistent. I was starting to see and feel the effects of doing good habits, and how the doing good habits every day really adds up and starts to make you feel better, think better, and just act better. So I got my personal training certification, and I prayed to God that I would find a man that would be a good influence on me, that I could grow with, and that's when I met my husband. And so we've been married for 6 years, and basically we had kids really, really soon. And I was a personal trainer. I was in tip-top shape, and when I got pregnant, I even stayed in shape through the whole pregnancy. I worked out all the time. I taught 7 group fitness classes a week, all the way up until I delivered my son Parker. So I was in tip-top shape. And then though everything changed. My consistent nature and the responsibility that I had achieved just completely went out the window. I was just tired. I had postpartum anxiety. I was just stressed out all the time. I was just pretty much just wallowing in just self-doubt and just self-consciousness. And that was when I found out, after 10 months of not working out and having a little baby, that I was pregnant again. So when I found out I was pregnant again, I pretty much was like, what am I going to do now? I know that I'm going to go through this entire pregnancy, and I'm not in shape. How am I going to be the same kind of person that I was when I was pregnant the first time? That's when my coach came to me and asked me about coaching. She came right at me with coaching because I was a fitness person, and I told her no probably 3 or 4 times, and finally I was like, you know what? My husband and I need to get in shape. We weren't doing very good. We weren't happy. Our marriage was suffering just from my stress level. And so that's when I decided to join the challenge group, and I became a coach right away. And I have just never looked back. I just realized when I first started, we both realized the business opportunity, and I saw people being inspired by what we were doing, and I just decided that I was going to do it. And at first, my husband was really, really interested in, obviously, like the compensation plan and the business model, and all of that stuff kind of stressed me out, and really, all the information overload was really overwhelming to me at first. And when I first started, I honestly was going to quit. I was like, this is just too much for me. I can't do this. But he said, you know what, if you're going to do this, you need to do it. And that's when I decided to just do it. So now I'm a 2-star diamond coach. Shout out to Katie Kramer and Melanie Sweezy. They're my diamond coaches. I'm the founder of the FitBuzz Squad. And that name partially came about because the fitness had become my buzz. After putting off all of that stuff in my past, fitness became my buzz. It became my way of feeling good about my day, about feeling good about myself. And our team's mission now is to be the change that we wish to see in the world, because everything starts with you. You can't use excuses. You can't use your life situation to make excuses for your lack of success. It all has to do with you. So I'm a Success Club 10 All-Star Legend, and I really attribute that to just I am literally addicted to coaching others. I'm addicted to inviting and reaching out to people. I love just reaching out to people, getting to know people. I love how coaching can allow you to just meet so many awesome people. All the ladies on our team, is just the way we've been able to connect with coaching. It's just been such a blessing. So beyond all the other things that coaching has to offer, the money, the trips and the prizes and the gear and all the swag, just the friends you're going to meet as a part of inviting and reaching out is just so priceless. So how do you stay consistent? How do you maintain consistency with your business? And this is something I didn't realize at first, but you've got to put your family first. Now, this doesn't mean that you're going to not do the 3 vital behaviors because of your family. This doesn't mean that you're not going to get Success Club because of your family, but you've got to consider your family when you're considering your business and how you're going to run your business. This was something that I missed when I first started. I was stressed out. I was, working on Saturdays when we should have been having a family day. I wasn't managing my time wisely. I was wasting a lot of time, and it started to cause tension. It started to cause a little resentment within our family. And so you've got to figure out a way for it to work for your family, and no one can really tell you how to do that but you and your family. But the one thing I can tell you that is so important is consistency is key. Consistency in the 3 vital behaviors, consistency in when you and your husband decided you were going to become a coach, consistency meaning you're showing him the benefits that coaching is going to have on your family. Getting Success Club 5 or higher every single month is going to start growing your income. It's going to show your husband or your family that there's something coming from this. If you can get your Shakeology covered, for example, then it takes the pressure off of your family as far as financially. And if you're showing your husband and your family that you can be successful at this and do it with a positive attitude, it makes such a huge difference. So another thing I really, really recommend is...
Sorry, girl, I don't want to interrupt you. We can't see your slides, so I just want to make sure you know that.
I know you
spent time on them, so I just wanted to make sure you knew. I know I'm going to interrupt you.
I should have put the chat box on. Darn.
That's okay.
Well, you guys missed my other slide, but that's okay. So
try to do the screen share real quick. I think you might have to do it again in Google Hangout.
Okay.
Sorry.
Can you see it now?
That's perfect. Yep, perfect.
Okay, so one thing that's so important, especially even as a new coach, but sit down and communicate your why to your family. If they don't know why you're doing it, then when you're working hard or you need a little extra time to finish something or you have a big project coming up or something, they're not going to understand why you're working so hard. It's enough to have a why to help people, because that is a huge why, and my sons understand that my passion for helping women. They see the ladies on the computer when we meet. They know that we meet together. They know I help ladies with their fitness, and they like totally get that. They totally understand that. But involve your family in your why. Make them a part of your why. For my husband and I, my why is to earn enough income with Beachbody so that I could, if we needed to, I could support the family just with the Beachbody income, and my husband could have the choice of whether he was going to work or not. So, and that's a huge why, and it's something that I have been able to, with consistency and just sticking with it, I've been able to get my family on board with me. Now, I can completely understand it is tough to get your family on board at first, because if you think about with the past that I have, when I first was born again, when I was first saved, I knew my life was different. I knew I had changed. I knew that I had turned a new leaf, but no one in my life believed me. No one actually believed that I had changed. It's the same thing with your business. If you sign up and you don't do anything, if it just sits there for months and months and months, after a while, your family's going to start saying, why are you putting this time into this? Why are you doing this? If they don't understand your why. So communicate your why and be consistent with your business, because the Beachbody is going to reward you for your work. That's the one thing I love about coaching, is that when you work hard, you're going to be rewarded, whether it's a phone call from your corporate mentor, or whether it's walking across stage at Summit, or whether it's the paycheck in your bank account each week, or whether it's somebody messaging you to tell you how you help them. There's so many benefits to coaching, and so many things that can affect you and make you a better person, and why wouldn't your family want you to be that way? So you got to let them see that. So have fun with your business and involve them in your business. My son loves to help me make recipes. He loves to help me make videos. My husband is on board with working out with me. Was he on board at first? Not at all. It took me months and months, and maybe even a year of just, working out by myself, trying to get him to work out with me when he could. But finally, as I stuck with it, my family started becoming on board with me. So you've got to involve them, and you've got to have fun. Another thing is that you've got to be positive. If you are always talking about the negative parts of coaching to your family, if you're talking about complaining about, having to be at the meeting when you want to watch a show with your husband, if you're complaining about not having focus time because the kids were bad all day, if you're talking about, complaining about how many no's you got to your husband, or complaining about what coach did this to you, or what coach said that, or what so-and-so thinks of you, they are going to go into survival mode and protection mode, because your husband wants to protect you. So if you're constantly complaining about the business, he is not going to want this thing to be with you anymore. But if you stay positive, do what you say you're going to do your inviting, do the work, and show your family the new you as a coach, they're going to say, wow, let her do this. Let her keep doing this. This is good for her. We want her to do this. So you've got to have fun with it. Make a schedule. Sometimes it just takes a tweak in your schedule. When I first started, I was trying to do my workout, and then I was trying to do my inviting all in nap time. And that was that didn't work, because he would always wake up halfway between my workout, and then my inviting I'd be trying to do while he's wanting my attention. And then when my husband, that was his only day home from work, and he was like, man, I don't see them all week, and here she is working. So make a schedule. Figure it out. Sit down with your husband and say, this is the list of things I need to do today. And every day, this is the list I want to do for my business consistently. And make a schedule that fits your family. Maybe you need to get up an hour earlier before your kids wake up. Or maybe you need to stay up sitting next to him while he sleeps in bed and you're sitting up with your laptop. Honestly, make the sacrifices to change your schedule, because it is so worth it. I have missed Success Club twice in my entire coaching career, and the one time that I missed it, it was because my schedule was messed up, I was negative, and I needed a change. And as soon as I made that change, as soon as I started devoting my whole power hour to business building activities, it changed everything. So make sure you've got that focused work time. And let your family know when that time is. Make sure that you're clear about that stuff to your family. And be intentional. Be intentional about everything. Don't just be intentional about doing the list on your BAT every day. You've got to be intentional about spending time with your family every day. You've got to be intentional about that playtime with your kids where your phone's put away. Figure out what your husband's love language is and make sure that you are loving him in that way, whether it's quality time, whether it's gift giving, whether it's physical touch. I'm sure a lot of your husbands, like mine, they need that time. They need that attention. So you've got to be intentional about that as much as you are with your business. So like I was saying before, if you're going to have longevity in this business, you've got to cut the excuses and the negativity. There's so much time wasted in being negative, and if it doesn't matter who you are, what your background is, whether you are, whatever story you have, you're going to be able to come up with excuses as to why one person might be successful and one person might not be. I made a lot of excuses at the beginning. I made the excuse that I was a new mom. and I didn't have as much time as some of the other coaches. I made the excuse that I wasn't getting enough sleep. I made the excuse that I was personal trainer and no one would want to sign up as a coach with me because they thought they had to be a personal trainer to sign up as a coach. And all of that stuff is just going to hold you back. You got to cut the excuses, like Payton was saying. Erase the excuses from your mentality, because mindset is literally everything. My second tip here is to cut the fluff. And what I mean by the fluff is things in your life that are wasting your time that you don't need to be doing. Because what you need to get into your mind frame is that when you're doing stuff like that, you're taking away from some other area in your life. So for example, TV, or having a glass of wine every single night. Nothing wrong with wine, but that could waste your time. Maybe it's games that you play online. Maybe you're scrolling things. Maybe you're whatever your hobby is or your vice that is taking away time from your business, your family, your faith, your other priorities, it's taking from somewhere. And I find when I find myself drifting, I find that that's taking time away from my kids, because I might be doing something while I should be spending time with them that is not productive. The next one is to set daily minimums. I find this so helpful when life gets hectic. I know a lot of coaches who go really, really hard with their inviting for like a week or something, and then something happens that just sets them off kilter. They just get off track. They forget to do it one day or 2 days, and then it just like kind of slowly fades away. This quote at the bottom: obstacles don't have to stop you. If you run into a wall, don't turn around and give up. Figure out how to climb it and go through it. The daily minimum is going to help you so much. So if you decide your daily minimum is going to be reaching out to 3 people to invite them to your challenge group a day, or adding 3 new friends, or doing 3 posts, like let's say those 3 things, or reading 10 minutes of personal development, that right there is not going to take you very long. And so if you come up with this tiny list of daily minimums that you're going to do when the going gets tough, you will find that that is still going to push you forward during your day. Even if your day might be crazy, you can still look back and say, at least I got this done. Even though all of this other crazy stuff happened, at least I got this done. Check it off on your list. It feels so good. I found that my anxiety level is so much lower because I've got that list to check off every day and have that sense of accomplishment every day. Get help when you need it. I love this one because we do not have to do this alone. If you get Success Club 5 to 10 or higher consistently, you're going to start building your income, and once you get to the point where you could possibly delegate something, go ahead and do that. You would be surprised what an assistant could get done for $10 an hour for 2 hours, how much they can get done for you in a week or in a day. That was the first thing I delegated, was that Saturday morning work that I was doing, and it just lifted such a burden off of our family. If you're not at that place yet where you can afford that, let that be your fuel. When you feel discouraged, when you feel like things aren't fair, when you feel like everyone's telling you no, do more inviting. Do more reaching out, do more helping people, and you're going to start seeing the results from that that's going to allow you to get the freedom that you need and that you want. The next one is get organized and show up. It's important to get organized, because the more organized you get, and you can do this bit by bit. Don't feel like you need to be organized right away, but if you can just get yourself a little bit more organized each week or each month, it's going to help you save time. So just try to find those spots in your schedule or in your whatever, your onboarding process, for example, or something like that, where you could get a little bit more organized to maybe automate something to sort of take a little bit less of the work off of you and just sort of automate things or make things more simple. And show up to your team calls, show up to your upline. You know, if your upline has a team call or a meeting, just show up to that. Plugging into the team and just going all in with that, and just learning new things is so, so important. And just get to work. I mean, really, it's all about putting in the work. The people that sit down and put in that work and do the daily grind, and just those are the people that are going to see the Success Club points and the income coming in. It's just like pretty much a scientific fact. So get to work and let that work be something that you're proud of. Let that work be something that you feel happy to do every day. Because if you're not happy with coaching, if it's not something you love doing, you want to shift around your business, because I can tell you that you can make this business and anything you want. You can fit it into your life however you want. So if you're not happy with it, try really hard to just change things around and just switch things around, and you'll be surprised how much that can do. So get set for success. I do these calendars every month. I do them for my team, but I do them for myself too. And I recommend that you guys, whether you're a coach, an Emerald coach, a Diamond coach, either get your uplines calendar, print it out, and sort of jot your own notes on it each month, or create your own. Because I'm telling you, before I plan my month, all the things I want to do are just sort of like floating on top of my head, around my head, and when I put them on this calendar, it's set in stone, because life gets busy. You're going to forget to post something. You're going to forget to advertise for something. It's going to be 8:30 at night, and you're not going to have your nighttime post planned, and you're going to stress your family out because you're trying to plan your post at the last minute. So if you set yourself up for success by making a monthly plan and a daily plan, you're going to find that you're a lot less stressed too. So success just doesn't happen. It's planned for and then worked for. This will help you to know what's coming. You can strategize. For example, I love to make my challenge groups be a little bit after the first, for example, this month we started on the 8th, because that allows for this big Success Club push at the beginning of the month. And you can also set up your clean eating groups so that you have enough time afterwards to form people before you invite them to your next challenge. And you can even set your quick looks or your sneak peek groups up in such a way too that it's going to just sort of one leads into the other, and it just makes your month go so much smoother, plus it helps you to manage your time better. Whoops. And I love this slide, and this is my last slide. And I got to thank Brittany for this, because at the beginning of last year, so December, what was it, 2014, she challenged us to print out 4 BATs and just give it a try, and Laura Mendenhall said, you got to get a clipboard, and I got a clipboard. I got my clipboard right here next to me right now. And I printed out those 4 BATs, and I said, you know what, I am just going to do this. I'm going to do it, and it really stuck with me. So I have been doing my BAT every single week since, and I will tell you, it gives me, as a mom, such a sense of accomplishment and focus, because I don't know about you guys, but sometimes when my kids are screaming or running around playing or doing something, and I try to think of what I need to do that day, it just, my mind just boggles. And so looking at this BAT after a day of hard work, I can look and see how many invites I did. I can look and see that I did my workout, that I drank my shake. I can see that I checked into the team and all that stuff, and it gives me a sense of accomplishment. Like Melanie Mitro was saying at Summit, she was saying to be proud of the work ethic that you put in and not the results from the work ethic. So when you have Success Club 0 or 2 and you're feeling that, like, you're feeling kind of insecure and sort of feeling worried about Success Club, if you can look at that BAT and look at the invites you did and look at the numbers, and you can say, yes, I know I put the work in, I know that this is going to lead me to my goals. So basically, it's less thinking, more doing. You're doing more and trying to figure out less what you're going to do. So trusting the process is so important. I get really I get nervous when I don't have Success Club, but the BAT and just going all out with the inviting and the messages always like curbs that anxiety right away, and then it can just help me to just sort of trust in what I'm doing and in the daily activities. Also, the BAT is going to make you more coachable. It's going to help your upline to be able to help you. If you're not doing your BAT, there's really no way that your upline can look at your Facebook page and look at your posts, but really nobody knows how many invites you're actually doing, or what if you're actually doing your workouts or anything, unless you're doing it, unless you're tracking it. So, and it's not just for someone else. You're not just doing the BAT for someone else. You're doing it for yourself because you are your best critic. So when you look at your BAT and you're tracking and you say, oh, I really need to sign up 5 coaches this month. Why is no one signing up with me? You look at the BAT and you say, oh, shoot, I sent 20 challenge group invites last month, but I only sent 5 coaching invites. Maybe I need to up my coaching invites. So it really gives you a way to coach yourself as well. So track. So I am going to end this call just first of all by thanking you guys for coming tonight and just thanking you for listening in on this. But I want to give you a call to action is to do what Brittany told me to do all that time ago, because I know that you guys can have the same success as I have and as Payton has had. You guys can get Success Club 5 or 10 every single month. You just have to stay consistent with it. So I want you to print out, after this call, I want you to print out, or if you do it online, but I personally recommend printing them out, having that paper, because you can have that paper next to you when you